allowed to restart, and they do not have to stick to the household guidance, but there is a lot of guidance. So you probably don't want to put the advert out tonight for starting tomorrow, because there's quite a lot of work to do if you haven't thought about it too much yet. So the guidance is, you won't be surprised by any of it, but it is extensive. The closest broad guidance is probably the community and learning development guidance. It's pretty dense, it's quite a lot of it, but it is worth the work. And it includes all those things in mitigation, the one-way systems, the hand sanitizer, the face coverings, all those things we've just talked about, the cleaning regimes, all of those types of things. And one of the challenges in government is that if we wrote individual guidance for every single scenario, honestly, there must be thousands. I mean, I think we've got 80 pieces of individual sector guidance already. So oil and gas and renewables and essential retail, non-essential retail, health. So you get the idea. So if you took it, probably the closest to most of these sectors is community learning development. If you take that one, and you're gonna have to use your brain though to adapt it. If you're young Scott, you're going to adapt that a little bit differently from if you're Macmillan Cancer. We kind of trust you to be able to do that. But the basics will be the same. The basics will be, how are we going to keep people distant? How are we going to protect particularly the vulnerable? If you're in Glasgow City just now, and you were in the shielded group, we're suggesting you should be extra vigilant. So that suggests to me you probably wouldn't go anywhere if it wasn't essential. And your definition of essential will be up to you, not up to me. But we should use a hybrid version of online and one-to-one. Lots of people, if there's a homeless charity that needs to feed the homeless, that shouldn't have shut ever. So that should have been open the whole time. Never mind reopening now. And as we begin to think about what that route map looks like for young people who might need mental health counselling, so that can begin to open now, if you can do it safely. And that's 2 metre distant, that's face coverings in crowded areas, it's cleaning the surfaces, it's having breaks between groups. So if you've got, let's say you've got a group of additional support needs kids at 1 o'clock, and you've got a musical instrument class at 4 o'clock. I'm probably looking at a gap between them to make sure the cleaning is done properly, to make sure that everybody has cleared the area before we start our new thing. Keeping in bubbles as well. So as far as possible, keep the groups together. Now that, depending on your sector, isn't always possible. Sport is our best example of that. So if you are in the first team at Rangers, you are in the bubble of the first team at Rangers. You are not meant to be meeting the reserves or the team from Celtic or other. You're trying to keep within that one group to keep your risk as low as you can go. And if there's a positive in there, we know what the bubble is. So if you're running a community-based counselling service, then try and keep the counsellor with one set of individuals rather than 400 sets of individuals.